Jessica, you are up first, and you are answering yes to the question, does Taylor Swift deserve her billion-dollar fortune? Here's your chance, please, to tell us why.
Thank you so much. So my central argument is that if anyone deserves to be a billionaire, it would be Taylor. And so in order to refute the claim that Taylor Swift deserves to be a billionaire, I think someone would need to argue that billionaires just shouldn't exist at all. Or, as Ingrid was saying, that there should be an upper line. But I'll give 3 reasons why a billionaire like Taylor Swift would deserve to be a billionaire without any kind of upper limit. And I think that Taylor Swift's example will refute the more general claim that billionaires shouldn't exist at all. So the 3 arguments are the freedom argument, the prosperity argument, and the comparative argument. The freedom argument is that Taylor Swift is a billionaire because millions and millions and millions of Swifties like me have chosen to trade their own hard-earned income for the chance to listen to her music or to see her on tour or to participate in the general Taylor Swift experience that she's providing for everybody. And so as the philosopher Robert Nozick has argued, public officials, people in the government, they could only maintain an egalitarian or limitarian distribution of resources that prevented people like Taylor from being billionaires if they were to interfere with other working people's property rights by preventing them from purchasing this type of music, or also with people like Taylor's occupational freedom to decide how and what terms they'll labor under or the conditions of their own labor. Any policy that prevented people from paying Taylor from her music or for her performances would violate the occupational rights of people like Taylor and the property rights of people like all of the Swifties like me. And because so many people currently benefit from Taylor's songwriting, from her just general creative genius, a policy that reduced Taylor's incentives to produce would seriously backfire insofar as it reduced the supply of Swiftie content. And so I think she's currently creating some of her very best work. And so putting any kind of limits on that sort of creative production would be really detrimental, not just to people like Taylor Swift, but also to everybody who so much appreciates her work. The prosperity argument is the second argument, and that's you might think people like Taylor shouldn't have the freedom to become billionaires because it's so unequal. But her billionaire status arises not just because she was free to be highly productive and innovative and enjoy this prosperity, but because the rest of us have this freedom too. As societies become more innovative and more productive, they get richer. And more people are able to meet their basic needs in those richer societies, but there's also more wealth and income inequality. And this trade-off, I'll argue, is worth it because the absolute position of the worst off people in society in a prosperous and innovative society that allows for billionaires is better than what it would be in comparable ones. So extreme inequality, which is marked by the presence of billionaires, when it arises in these prosperous and productive societies, happens because there are some industries in those societies where the cost of producing more of a product like a song are very low due to technological innovation, so that people can digitally release songs to billions of people, to billions of listeners. And that billionaire status she has therefore reflects the fact that people are able to access her product at a low price, which means that people are able to choose their first choice favorite music. And there's an egalitarian reason for allowing and celebrating those types of markets as well. So the prosperity argument is a society that produces billionaires like Taylor Swift is good for everybody, including the worst off. And then the comparative argument is, what is the alternative? I think it's better that Taylor Swift has $1 billion than having that money be taxed away to a politician or a public official. When we think about how the government uses resources, I'm not confident that public officials would be a better steward of any kind of tax revenue that they were to impose on billionaires like Taylor Swift to the extent that would prevent them from being billionaires, better than the billionaires would use it themselves. And not only am I not confident that they would use those resources well, even if they were to use those resources well, I don't think that taxing billionaires out of existence or limiting billionaires would really meaningfully improve overall large-scale conditions in society anyhow. So the comparative argument is just to say, better that Taylor have it than paying it in taxes.